some people will go home, have a glass of wine, I will eat ice cream. If I'm happy, ice cream. If I'm sad, ice cream. If I'm angry, ice cream. It just helps.
That's really cool. I mean, it's a lot healthier than what I do.
But ice cream? Well, maybe.
No, because I don't trust myself to put it away in time. So I'm like, I'll go shopping and I'll be like, oh, actually, I'm going to go see my mate. And the next thing I know is I've forgotten
like
this
melted ice cream.
Yeah,
everywhere.
and the van's sticky for the next 6 months because I can't be fucked.
Exactly.
Or I can be asked, it's in my mind, and every time I get in the van, I'm like, shit.
You need to do it. And it's on your to-do list for ages.
Oh my God, yeah.
Everything has to have a to-do list.
Everything needs, I mean, I have a whiteboard for this. Do you have a whiteboard?
No, I was considering getting one.
Yourself a whiteboard.
But I have lists on my phone.
Yep.
And that helps me. But again, I did this before I had my diagnosis.
What I put on the list.
Oh, see, but even things like something as simple as packing. So I have a permanent packing list on my phone.
That's a good shout.
Because I've forgotten knickers before. Like the most basic thing.
You go up to your boyfriend, I'm not wearing any panties by default.
Yeah.
He's
exactly.
Like,
and so I have a permanent packing list of anything I could possibly ever want to pack for any occasion. And I pick the ones that I need for that particular trip. And then I tick them back off again. But I learned to do that before I had my diagnosis. I had a lot of these coping things because I just realised actually I struggle. Or writing everything down. Yeah. So even at work.
That's why I became a writer.
Well, I guess a lot of these coping things are probably invented by people that have ADHD.
Yeah.
Oh,
but I was doing them before.
And
the fact that you already were doing them just shows how smart you are. In the first place.
No, thank you. I think
we do tend to be pretty smart.
Thank you. Yeah, I think it's just, and also having my parents who have been great throughout it all, and just learning. But one thing I really always struggled with was the fact that I would interrupt people, or I would zone out of conversations completely. Same. And you could have a full-on conversation with me, and I'm great at going, yeah, and then I'd leave, and then you could ask me like, what did they say? Absolutely no clue.
Have you done that thing where you learn to memorise the last 10 words they said?
No.
Okay, because I automatically latch on to the last 10 words they say, and like my girlfriend pulled me up on this the other day because she was like, really, what was that? Sorry, she's Romanian. She sounds Chinese when I do impressions of her, but but I can't help it. I can't help myself. It's fun. Sorry, babe. And she's not gonna listen to this anyway. I'm not gonna let her. Safer that way.
As my boyfriend will.
Oh God. Okay, right. Well, yeah. But she was like, oh yeah, what did I say? And I've got this little trick, and I'm like, you said blah 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 blah, and I got it absolutely perfect. She goes, well. And I'm like,
there must be something behind
this.
Yeah.
I got you.
But we come up with tricks and mechanisms.
And it's born of necessity. Like, do you find that since being diagnosed, you feel a lot less shame about these things? Or do people still tell you that it's an excuse that you're making? I
feel a lot less shame. The thing is, I think I was good at masking, which is exhausting.
Masking is exhausting.
It's exhausting, but I was good at masking, so a lot of people didn't recognise them. So I think even in our last interview, like when I'd written notes, I'd said not allowed
them because they set up the speakers.
That I'd said like my friends were like, oh, but you never interrupt. I'm like, because I'm using all my concentration in our conversation not to interrupt you, so I can't I can't take in anything else because I'm just concentrating on that.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're so happy to be talking to this person. You love and you really care about them, and you're like, I love what you're saying, but it's just sometimes it's just the drift. Yeah. And you're just like, I really care. I mean, oh my God, the number of times I've been interviewing people, and it's fascinating, but I'm listening so intensely.
I won't be offended if you don't remember.
Same 4 things. I've written the same thing, 4 things, and then I'm writing in shorthand, fuck up the shorthand once, mistake, oh shit, gone. At work I have
to write everything down and
need them to email it to me saying like, this is what I need.
But my team at the moment, so I went from a bad experience, which actually I'm very grateful to them for, because it's made me very vocal, and I think I've helped a lot of other people.
Like 2 people telling you, oh no, I'm not going to work with them. Fucking prejudice.
But it's, but thanks to them, it's changed my life in a lot of good ways. So I'm happy about it. It's taking it into a good thing. But then I joined a team that's absolutely incredible. Yeah. And even I have some really they're all understanding, but then
what's the difference between like what makes someone incredible and what makes it what's okay, so you're like one of the top end, you're a surgeon. I mean, like that's like, it doesn't get much more. It doesn't get cooler than that. Apart from maybe, I don't know, SAS, but we don't know anyone from the SAS.
Yeah, I wouldn't make it. I wouldn't make it in the SAS.
No, I don't think we could.
No, I'd cry.
It's the antithesis of what you do. You're like going to shoot them, be like,
oh wait,
it's like, oh bird. It's like bang, God damn
Wait, I'm going in the wrong direction. Where's my GPS?
The 3 show, yeah. Which way south? Hang about.
Oh.
Nope.
The
enemy? Crap.
Make friends. Chat to them about everything.
Yeah, just go,
overshare.
Hello, boys. Anyway, yeah, go on.
I
won't be able to keep it quiet enough.
Yeah, no, exactly. My team's been
Would I?
great. So it took me a few weeks to open up to them about it.
Yeah.
And as soon as I did, they were just really encouraging and supportive. And I would explain to them, I'm like, the reason I write down every single thing, even the most basic things, is because I'm so scared of
fucking it.
And forgetting what they've said, because it does that.
Because your brain wants to fill in that gap, and it's just the most logical thing. But I had the same thing. I once wrote an article, in fact, recently. It was an internal thing, so it didn't matter too much, but it was a rewrite. And my general guidance was to make someone from, say, South America sound English-y. You know, like just kind of like condense it so that it was, instead of being 800 words, it was 400. Yeah. But the meaning had to be the same. So I did that, and I thought I was doing that. By the end of it, I checked through the article and I read against, but some of the things that the conclusion I'd come to made no fucking, they made sense. Yeah. But it was a different story to the one that I started with. Yeah. And I'd spent days on it, and it just looked like I'd just been writing shit. Yeah. And I hadn't. I'd been so intensely focused on it that each paragraph had become its own microcosm. Yeah. And then, you know, like, and it's ironically that it looked lazy, but it wasn't lazy. It was anything but lazy. It was like surgically, no offense. Wait, no pun intended. But I'm not going with that. But it was like really, wait, was that a pun?
I don't know. It was. Anyway, I know what you mean though. I get it.
Yeah.
It's But then, for example, so he's taken over as like my supervisor for the year.
Good.
Because
good or bad?
No, really good.
Excellent.
They're all great.
Bet he asked for you.
Yeah, he's lovely. He understands.
Yeah.
And
we have a habit of becoming people's protégés.
Oh no, I don't know, but it's more like he realised, a couple of months back or so, that I was struggling to do my admin in the office because there was a lot of noise and it was very distracting and I couldn't just focus. Tough. So then he came back into the room and then was like, "I've prepared my office for you. Why don't you go work there?" And it's those things that I literally went home and just cried from the just how compassionate he was.
Yeah, and that is because it hits you in a way. Yeah, because you're like, people don't do things for you to help you with stuff like that.
He saw that I was struggling. He went to his office, got the computer ready, prepped the room, and then came back to find me and said, "Why don't you go into my office and use it instead?" And it's those kind of things that you so appreciate. It's something that is it's not that it's little, but it's
like, because the thing is, when you get the corporate sort of like, you know, like, we'll make accommodations for you. In other words, welcome to the retard pile kind of thing. That's how it feels sometimes. Yeah. But, you know, do you need accommodations? And then you kind of feel a bit like out, you know, like you shouldn't say because you don't, but you do, but you don't want to admit you do. And then it's like but then when it goes tits up, it's like, I need you to be And there's that self-stigma as well, because it's like, you know, I can do this. I know I can do this. I'm determined to do this. Yeah. There's nothing more determined than ADHD. I mean, you've proven it yourself. Like, you know, like, you failed your exam the first time. You fucked it the second time. Not your fault. Third time, you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm going again.